Flosstube, my name is Marty, and I have not filmed a video in a very long time. I was filming kind of pretty regularly about a year ago, and yeah, I stopped very suddenly, and I'm sorry for, I guess, the sudden departure. Um, Basically, just to update on what's been going on in my life. When I was filming before, probably about a year ago, I was living in Maryland and I was in grad school, and my husband was as well. And we were living in a fraternity house. And yeah, I'd been cross stitching a bunch. And I had kind of just started my spring semester of kind of the last full time semester of my graduate program, which is a Master of Library and Information Science. And all of a sudden, things got really crazy with school and just kind of the demands of doing school full time while also having an assistantship, which is like a job on campus. In the IT department just got really crazy. And then as soon as that ended, that semester ended, my husband graduated and we moved back to South Carolina, which is where we're from. He got a job here in South Carolina and we moved. And then over the summer and through the course of the fall semester of 2022, I was still finishing my degree. I had to do a class and then a field study. And I got a job working at a preschool. And yeah, a lot of transition, moving across state lines, just a lot of crazy stuff. Really great things happening. We moved into an apartment that's not a frat house. So if you remember me talking about that, that's a wild time. If anyone wants living in a frat house story time, we can arrange that maybe with a Stitch with Me or something. But we live in a real apartment now, and we are just doing really well. And I just kind of really abruptly stopped stitching about a year ago, which definitely I was sad about, but something had to give in life, and I needed to, have a strong last full-time semester of school and focus on academic stuff, which isn't as fun. But yeah, that's kind of how that all went down. And I tried a few times to pick stitching up in the last year, not super successfully, and kind of didn't know how to get my stitchy bug back, I guess you could say, until recently. And I think we finally gotten to a place where life is a little more settled and I'm just excited about stitching again. And so I decided to pick up a WIP, work in progress I already had going, and just get going. And I've been really excited about it. And so I even have a new start and a fully finished object to show, which is a little wild, but I was super inspired by something I saw online. And so I'll get into all of that more in a little bit. But yeah, I just want to say I'm excited to be filming again. I'm sorry I took a long break without saying anything. But yeah, sorry I'm saying a lot, but I'm not back in the routine of doing this yet. It does feel kind of weird to be filming myself alone in my apartment again. And I'm a little nervous, but I missed everybody and I missed talking about my stitching. And so, yeah, let's jump into it. I'm going to run and grab my iPad super quick. And I'm back. So, I guess just to start off, maybe in the fall when we moved into this apartment in July, and then in the fall we'd kind of gotten a little more settled in, and I decided to try stitching again, but it didn't really stick. The project that I picked up was a freebie from the Doreen Jones Facebook page. And so I don't have a cover photo because I believe the only image of it is the chart, which I don't have downloaded. It was through Facebook. I have an image of it. So picture a white cat surrounded by pumpkins. And I know that's not much to go off of, but my start isn't really either. So I picked this up and I was like, maybe because it's fall and I'm really excited that it's fall, this will kind of get my stitchy bug back. It didn't super work, but here we are. This is what I got done on it. You can see a pumpkin and then the kind of the blue in the bottom. And then this right here is just the start of the white cat. That, again, I don't have really much done on that part yet. I think this is an MCG Textiles Even Weave that is no longer made. I got it on eBay and I do like it. But yeah, it's not really made anymore, but it's kind of just like a natural color. And I think I'm going to work on this again in the fall. And yeah, 'cause I don't think I have any other works in progress that are specifically fall themed like this one. This whip is hanging out in a bag that I got on Joyfilled Stitcher, Annie's D-Stash Instagram page. And I don't know who the original maker is, but I think the fabric was super cute. That fox looks kind of shady. And then the floss is hanging out in a bendy flip from Bags Plus, which is one of my favorite stitchy accessories. But yeah, I worked on that for a few days, and then I think we went out of town, and I just kind of stopped. And then the only other project I worked on between that fall project and now is my Santa stocking by Doreen Jones. Let me get the cover photo loaded for you. This is one that I started in 2022, and it's definitely a big project. Sorry for the glare. There you go. I don't have like a childhood Christmas stocking. I had one. I have had a couple with my mom growing up, but none of them are super heirloomy or whatever. And so my husband and I picked out ones we want to do for ourselves because he also stitches, and I've shown some of his work on this channel before, and I have some more to show you later. But he picked out one that he hasn't started yet, but I picked out this one, and I think since I've last shown this on my channel, I've just really done more in this beard and maybe this cuff. So a lot of white. But I really like this stocking, and I think it's going to turn out really well. This grime guard is for an 8.5 by 11 Q snap, and it's by Carrie Sews For You. But yeah, this whip is hanging out in a bag from Stitching with Grammy. I'll hold up her business card. Barbara Johns, she was really kind and gifted this to me last year. And yeah, it's a really great bag, and it's perfect for this project. It fits the 8.5 by 11 Q snap perfectly. So I don't know exactly when I worked on that one. Maybe around Christmas. I think when I was feeling Christmassy, I kind of put a few stitches in there and did just some white that was really easy to do. And then I would say maybe 2 weeks ago, my friend Erin, hi Erin if you watch this, came to visit, and she started stitching a little bit after I started stitching, and she had been working on some things even while I took my break from stitching, and she was coming and she was saying she could bring hers, and I was talking about wanting to get back into it. And so what I pulled out, I was trying to pick a work in progress that I already had going that would kind of help me get back into stitching without being overwhelming. And that would feel motivating to keep going on. And so I picked His Name is Jesus by Joyful Expressions. Is that right? Yes. This is a free chart on their website. Well, if you sign up for their newsletter. Can you see that okay? So it's got the big words, His Name is Jesus, in the middle, and then a bunch of names of God around the pattern. And she lists 2 colorways, like a mauve and a blue. And I liked the blue better, but I switched the flosses from DMC, which is called for on the pattern, to Victorian Motto that I found on Etsy. One is Colonial Bluebonnet, and it's kind of showing, it's more teal. It's more teal than it's showing. And then I am doing Flag. And Cobalt. And Cobalt's gonna be the main color, or I guess the middle color for the bigger words. And let's hold it up first and I'll talk about it. this is where I am so far. See my hoop marks because I was working on it recently. I think before, I kind of just had here and down, but I've added Wonderful Counselor and then some of the ones over here. And then I started on, his name is Jesus in the middle. This is on 28 count even weave in the color China Pearl. It's a Witchelt fabric. I think I got from a seller on Etsy. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this one is turning out, and it ended up being a really great project to like get back into stitching with, because the words go by really fast, and especially some of the letters that are just a single stitch wide, and that felt really motivating. And so yeah, it was great to get back into it. I have a needle minder on this project from Joyful Expressions also, because this was a free pattern. You had to like go to her website, and I realized she sold needle minders too. And it says, "How great thou art." So that's a fun one. But I think I might want to try and get this one done kind of soon. Like I worked on it and saw a lot of progress in the time that I was able to work on it, and that felt really motivating. And so it kind of motivated me to want to get it done, because I think it's pretty it's big size wise, but words go kind of fast. So yeah, this one is hanging out in a project bag by Autumn Lane Stitchery that was designed by Autumn Lane Stitchery, but like distributed by the Black Needle Society. And I got it in their vault. I didn't get like the original box or what have you that it came in. And I don't know if there's any more on the vault, but I do know that they put a lot of cool stuff in their vault. So yeah. So I worked on that one, and then I opened up my cross stitch Instagram for the first time in like forever. And I had a bunch of messages on there from really sweet people. And I think by the time this video goes up, I will have responded to those messages. But if you tried to contact me in the last year and I didn't respond, and I haven't checked the message this go around, just message me again. I think I responded to everybody. But I saw this when I opened my Instagram, and then my mother-in-law had gotten this little basket at Hobby Lobby and gotten me one, and she was like, "I don't know what I'm going to do this for, but it's cute, and here you go, I got you one." And so this just seemed, one of the photos, okay, so this is a Stitching with the Housewives pattern, and one of their photos, they had finished a piece in the same little basket that I had, just a different color. And so I was like, that's perfect. That's a perfect idea to use for this basket that I was given. But I went on their Etsy, and I found one that I liked a little more for that use. And so that's what I stitched. It's called Hello Spring Roundabout, I think. And my PDF is being weird. But this one stitched up pretty quick, and it was super cute. Here's the cover photo. Hello Spring. And this is actually a fully finished object, because I already had what I had a vision for it. I just finished it up pretty quick. But here we go. I got this fabric. That's just some authentic Flosstube content for you as my FFO falls apart. I had thought I was smart and hot glued like a twist tie to it to hold it in there, but apparently that was not such a smart idea, and it has come out. But this is the basket that I was talking about, and then this fabric is from either Michael's or Hobby Lobby. And then yeah, this is the stitching. I love the little bunny. I love the colors, and there's a thread on it. Yeah, and I kind of hope, maybe they've said they were going to do this, and I just have been living under a rock, but I kind of hope they do like a hello every season, because that'd be super fun to have something to switch out in this little basket, because I already found a spot for it in my apartment. So that would work out. And that is stitched with the called for colorway for the most part. Where here? They call for Classic Colorworks and they have a DMC conversion, and I did mostly the DMC conversion. I think I changed the green to 470 and the pink to 3806, and then I used both 729 and 728 to like kind of give the effect of a variegated yellow, because that's what they used. They used a variegated yellow and I liked that look. And then I believe I used everything else called for. Oh no, I'm sorry. They had 310 called for the words Hello Spring. But I ended up using, it's faded, but 938, because I thought the black was kind of intense on the other colors I had. So it's still pretty dark brown. It's pretty dark, which I think was the idea. But yeah, though these flosses are in a lovely product from Bags Plus that I got off of someone's D-stash. But yeah, I like it because for projects that have bobbins and fancy floss, it's really great for that. But that will be tidied and put back in the box soon because I finished that one. And then last but not least is a work in progress that I already had going, that after I finished Hello Spring, I worked on His Name is Jesus a little bit more. And then I was kind of feeling ready to move on from that project. I didn't want to get to the point where I was tired of it and I just stopped stitching again. And so I figured the best thing to do would be to figure out what was calling to me and then do that. And so what ended up being the thing that was calling to me was the hands-on design. Let me find the full name so I don't ruin it. Hands-on design, the cookie exchange stitch along. And I'm just this is the pattern way back here. I don't have a cover photo of it, but let me show you what I have so far. This is on the Called For Hand-Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie color, and I have a lot done. I need to do the rest of the table down here and some holly, and then the Smyrna crosses for the holly berries, and that will be it. I'm not sure why Christmas was calling to me. I think this one had a good amount of progress on it already, and that was why it was calling to me, because I knew it would be motivating to keep that progress going. And I've been really enjoying it. The colors are fun, and yeah, I'm hoping to finish it by the weekend. I don't have, it was called for to be finished on kind of like a board with a handle by, I think it's Homespun Needlework, I think. I don't think it's produced anymore, and so I'm not quite sure how I'm going to finish it, but hopefully between now and Christmas I'll find something cute to do with this, and yeah. Hopefully that'll be one more work in progress off the list. And I've been keeping this project in a Bags by Wendy. She has an Instagram account that I bought this off of, or she did a year ago when I bought this bag. It's really pretty, Celtic knot batik fabric with a little charm. And that's how that was hanging out. And so that's really all I've worked on. I'm going to next show you my husband's work in progress, and then we'll talk a little bit about plans for the future, and that'll probably be a wrap on this video. Kind of my first dipping my toes back into filming. So my husband, he picked up, when I started stitching, he stopped the same time I did, or maybe a little bit later, but because his semester was even crazier than mine. And so when I picked mine back up, that motivated him to pick his back up. And so he is working, I think he had started this maybe when I was working on my Santa stocking back in December or something. I'm not 100% sure. But this is Pretty Little Washington, D.C. Here's the cover photo by Satsuma Street. When my husband Caleb went to China for a year, when we were dating, I stitched him Pretty Little Hong Kong by Satsuma Street as kind of a parting gift because he studied abroad there. And so he's kind of doing this one to match. And when we were living in grad school in a frat house, we were at the University of Maryland, and that is really close to DC. And so we kind of wanted to do this to commemorate that time. And so he has a pretty good start. Here is where he's at. He's doing it on 14 count oatmeal Aida, which is what the Pretty Little Hong Kong piece I did is on. And so we wanted them to be the same size so they can go together. And he has a Grogu needleminder. We are big Star Wars and Mandalorian fans. And so I think that was a gift I got him a while back. And I if I am correct, this blue right here is the water of the tidal basin. And then up here, these are the steps to the Jefferson Memorial. But the cool part about Satsuma Street projects is, I don't have it with me, but usually those patterns include like a diagram of what's what on the pattern and like what building is what. And so that's really exciting. So this is going to look really good, and he has been doing really great with his progress. He's keeping his floss in this Floss Buddy with turtles on it, which is our favorite animal, by Bags Plus as well, which I think was a gift I got him a while back. And so yeah, it's been fun to stitch together at night. Again, we've been watching the Book of Boba Fett and stitching a lot. And the new season of The Mandalorian is coming out, and we both recently got into Bob's Burgers, so lots of things to watch while stitching, and that has been really fun to do together as well. So the last little bit of this video I think is going to be just some plans talk. If you followed me, if you watched my videos before I fell off the face of the earth, you could possibly remember that I had a stitching bullet journal that I use to track plans and progress, what I've worked on, like any kind of monthly, like whip go and that kind of thing, or challenges. And sometime in the move, I cannot find that journal. I know it still exists. I know I didn't throw it away. I have scoured our home multiple times trying to find it. I know it will turn up again. But yeah, I just don't know where it is. And so what I did for that, it was a bullet journal that just had the dot grids, and then I would draw in a calendar each month, and I would draw in, pages for everything. And so I really wanted to find it and kind of get that back going, but I couldn't find it. So I ended up getting this little skinny happy planner on clearance, and this is going to be my stitching journal. I actually got it today, so I really haven't done anything with it. So I think after I'm done filming, I'm going to turn Flosstube on and get to work getting this set up. But I think this will be good too, because it won't be as much like work as doing the bullet journal, and as I'm just trying to get back into stitchy life, that could be good. So I'll show you kind of an example of what the journal looks like. So this is kind of the monthly spread. It has, all of the days of the month listed, kind of just like a list. And then there's some grid and spot for notes over there. And then on the next page, it just kind of starts with the days of a week. And then at the end of the month, there is a grid as well. And so I think what I'm going to do, like in January's grid, because January's over, make my like master whip list, and then maybe February's grid will be my master finish list for the year, because that was something I really enjoyed tracking in my bullet journal. And then I'll just kind of use these pages for what I worked on each day, because that's always interesting to see. And then if any challenges come up, I can use this page for that. So that is the plan. And I think what I'm going to do for now is try and work on only works in progress that I already have going, because I have a decent amount. And I've been kind of flipping through some of my pattern stash online and in my like binders to see what things I might want to start in the near future. And I have identified like 4 things I'd really like to start. And so I think for the month of March, I'm going to try and work only on whips, on works in progress. I don't know if that will happen, but there aren't that many of them, and I think I could really get some good progress in. And because it's been so long since I stopped stitching and fell off the face of the earth. Um, I kind of want to make sure those don't languish and that I can have some new starts once some of them get finished and have just kind of a fresh whip list kind of moving forward. And I have a decent amount that are decently close to a finish, like the hands-on design cookie stitch along that I showed. So I think that's my plan. I might go more into that in the next video, and pull some of them out and kind of show some of those plans as they kind of solidify in my brain. And then I think I know people will do lots of starts in May, and there's mayhem or mania and lots of different things that go on. And I think in the past I have done like 4 new starts, 1 for each week of the month. And I know some people do Mirabilia May, and so I think I kind of want to combine those 2 things and pick 4 things to start and give each a week's progress. And then I do have a Mirabilia kitted that I would like to start, and just kind of jump in for Mirabilia May because I haven't ever done one before. And that is kind of my loose plan-ish. It could change, and it could change tomorrow. But yeah, I'm just really excited to be back and to be making this awkward video again. And I hope everyone has been doing really well. And yeah, I don't have too much. Ooh, sorry, I shook the camera. I don't have too much else to add, except let me know if you have any questions or if anything in this video did not make sense or if I didn't address, a work in progress or something as I should have. And yeah, I think I'm going to film, I think I'm going to try and start filming bi-weekly, so once every 2 weeks, because I do tend to work on projects for a chunk of days at a time, so it might just make more sense content-wise to build it up for 2 weeks. I think that's everything. Thank you so much for if you've listened to this for this far, thank you so much for being here. And I just really appreciate the stitching community, and I'm just really grateful for everybody that ends up watching this video after a whole year since I have been on this channel. So thank you. Bye.